Yes, here it is, Jesus in the text. Jesus, here it is in John chapter 14, verse 1 through 3. Jesus is having a conversation with his disciples. He's chilling with his disciples, his best friends, his comrades. They're sitting down, and they're all distressed because just a couple of chapters earlier, he told them that number one, Peter would deny him. Jesus tells them that Peter is going to deny me. And secondly, Jesus tells them that Judas will betray me. And then Jesus, he continues by saying that I will die. Oh, God. You've been there before, haven't you? When you've been in love with somebody and they broke your heart by telling you that they were going to have to leave your side. Oh, I wish I had somebody here who's never been in love before. You can remember how you were in love with that person. They talked the way you wanted them to talk. They looked the way you wanted them to look. T-Pain says it this way, I was strong. Yes, and as soon as you gave it all to them, you gave your time, you gave your energy, and then they left you aside. This is how the disciples are feeling in the text. They're right there and they're in love with God, but Jesus says that I have to leave you. And you know what, child of God? I know some of you all right now, you're looking back over your life, and it seems as though Jesus has left your side. But the shouting verse in the text is, he says, don't let your heart be troubled, because watch this, I'm going to prepare a place. Oh, God, I wish I had a praying church in here. Oh, Lord, deliver me from this Catholic church. God says it this way, that I am going to prepare a place for you. And I don't know about you today. I know everybody has a fat crib, but when my God says I have a place for you, listen, 50 Cent, P. Diddy, and Bill Gates can't top what my God has. My grandmama said it this way, he has cattle on 1,000 hills. My God has it all, yes, in his hands. I dare you to look at somebody and say, I can have anything. So here it is. Listen, stay with me now. Here it is, the text. He tells them, number one, you have to notice. Somebody say you have to notice. He says, listen, I know things are messed up in your life. I know you're having problems with your children. I know that people are not doing you right. But listen, you got to notice who I am. He says, notice that I'm leaving you, but I'm going to have things in order for you. He says, prepare a place. Can I teach you for a little bit? That word, preparing a place, he says that in the subjunctive matter, which literally means that he says this in the midst of unbelief. And I don't know about you today, but there's been some times when God has made promises to me in the midst of my unbelief. God told me that you were going to have money, but I was still broke. God said I was going to get married, and I still did not have a ring on my finger. God said that I was going to be a blessing, and I was going to be the head, and I was still the tail. It's all because he has to speak a word in the midst of your unbelief. And can I tell you, can I just drop something in your basket? When are you going to start trusting God? When are you going to start taking him at his word? God says it this way, I know you what it looks like. I know what's in front of you, but you've got to get some God eyes. You've got to see things like I see it. You've got to speak over things, and you got to speak over things and tell them things as they are. And I don't know who I'm talking to in here, but faith is the substance of things, hope for and evidence of the things unseen. And can I tell you, child of God, you've got to have some unseen faith. I know God is telling you things. I know things are all jacked up, but you've got to still tell yourself that when God says anything, he means anything. Is there anybody in here today? I wish I had at least one witness in here that can testify and say when God says anything, that means anything. If he says I'm a have it, I can have it. Come here, young people. See, I says it this way. You can have whatever you like. I dare to look at somebody and say, whatever you like. Yes, 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 yes. He says, I got stacks on deck. Jesus says it. I got blessings on deck.